welcome to Love Aerial Yoga. My name is Carol. Today we're working on the hip area, working on the hip flexors and the hip extensors, and also on the core. We're going to be coming into chair pose, so let's get started. Come to the front of your hammock, inhaling, raising the arms above the head, take your hands around the hammock, grasp the material, draw it down to just under the shoulder blades as if you're putting on a backpack. Bending the knees as if we're coming into a seated position. Release the hips here. Inhaling and exhaling. In through the nose and out through the nose. Now holding on to the hammock, we're going to be working on the core also today. And this may take some time, or you may get this right away. We're going to take the right leg and the right ankle over to the left side of the hammock. So inhaling, lifting and jumping up, hook the right ankle around the left side of the hammock. The left leg is free, and from here we can take our right hand around the left ankle and gently draw the ankle down towards the mat. Here we have a great stretch on the hip extensors, and here we have a stretch on the hip flexors. Now just take your time with this. Just draw slowly and gently on your foot, and the longer we stay in this position, you'll find that very slowly you can start to open this area and that your knee will draw down towards the mat very gently. You don't want to be pulling or pushing our ankle against here, it's just resting against the hammock. And you'll find it's a great way to open the hip flexor area, opening up the hips while we get a nice stretch along the hamstrings and along the chain of muscles that run along the back of our leg. To release from this position, release your hand, take your left foot down onto the mat, and then just lift your right ankle off the left side of the hammock and come back into chair pose. Once again, we're going to take the left leg this time over to the right side of the hammock. So release and relax the hips. Let all the tension come out of the hips. Inhaling, this time, a small jump up as we take the left ankle over to the right side. This time we can release the left hand from the hammock and take a hold of the right foot. And once again, very gently drawing the right foot down towards the mat. You can see my knee is beginning to slowly drop down towards the mat, and you might find that one side of your hips, left or right, is more open than the other, and that's perfectly normal. But here we're getting a great stretch, and I don't force it or pull. You'll find that gravity also works on your body, and it will gently help to open this area. This part of my hip, the external side of my hip, is also getting a stretch here and along the calf. The hamstrings are also stretched, and I can feel this right side of my hip opening, and very slowly my right knee is coming down towards the mat. A little bit closer, centimetre by centimetre. We're also working the core as we take the leap and bring our leg over to each side of the hammock. And keep your core engaged here. We're also working the glutes on this side, and you'll find that the glutes are quite relaxed on this right side with the bent knee. To come out of the position, release the right foot, press against the right side and release the ankle, and very slowly and with control bring yourself back down onto the mat. Let's try that once again. You might want to reposition your hammock so that it's just under your shoulder blades, coming into chair position. So a very quick recap. The abs are engaged, the core is engaged, the hips are as released as possible, coming into a nice seated pose. We have a nice tall seated position here. Take your hands up onto the hammock, inhaling, lifting the right leg over to the left side, take a right hand around the left foot and very gently draw the foot down towards the mat, and you'll find that your knee is now beginning to come down towards the mat and the hip is opening up on the left side. The glutes are quite relaxed on this side, but the right side is quite active along the hamstrings and the calf muscles. To release your ankle, bring the right foot back down onto the mat, release the hips, inhaling, and small jump up to the other side, take your right hand into your left foot, slowly draw the left foot down. You'll find the right knee is beginning to open up even more. I can feel the right hip is opening up the second time. And this is really great if you're into any type of sports, to really get this hip extensors and the hip flexors stretched and warmed prior to any other sports that you may be doing, running or cycling or tennis, whatever it might be. And over time, gravity works and you'll find that your knee is coming closer towards the mat and that the hip area is beginning to open up. You get a lovely stretch along the hamstrings. Release the right leg, take your hands back onto the hammock, press on the right side, and with control, using the core, bring yourself back down into a seated position. I do hope that you enjoy this exercise and that you find it a benefit for your hips and releasing the hips and tension around the hips. If you like this video, then please give me a like on my YouTube channel, Love Aerial Yoga. And if you would like to receive further videos like these, then please click the red subscribe button. Thank you for joining me today.